Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a book. The materials that you'll need to make this book are a pair of scissors, a creasing tool or a pair of scissors that you can crease the paper with, some thread, a needle, an X-Acto knife or a box cutter, an awl. I have two different awls here, a ruler, a pen. I'm gonna use two different rulers. You're gonna need a metal ruler and your paper. Now I printed this graph paper, and it's double-sided. And you're also going to need some kind of paper for the cover, and I just have craft paper here. I'm very picky about my books, so I wanted to make this book myself. I'm going to be using this book as a reading journal, but you can use this book for anything. I'm going to start by folding the paper in half and creasing it, and then putting the papers into each other, creating like one stack of papers. Once I have all the papers, you're going to see that there's a little bit of overlap, but that's okay. We're going to take care of that later. I'm going to start by poking the holes, and I'm just going to kind of measure out using my graph paper where I want the holes to go. Lately, I've been really enjoying graph paper more than blank paper. I've never really liked lined paper, but graph has become my favorite, and that's why I print it out myself, so it can be very light gray. Now I'm going to poke the holes. Now it's too difficult to poke holes through a bunch of pieces of paper, so I'm doing it in like two different stacks. And the easiest way to make sure that the paper stays aligned is to have it kind of closed and poke the awl through it instead of having the paper open, I find, because then you can end up with the holes being in the wrong place. So all the holes are poked, but I need to also poke those same holes in my cover, and I'm just using my template to poke those holes. Now, since it's just one piece of paper, I can have it open and create those holes. Now I'm going to use some black thread and a large needle, and I'm going to thread that needle and then start stitching the paper to the cover. This is the part that can get kind of tricky because you're going through the pieces of paper and you don't want to create any new holes. So I try to work the needle through in sections if I have to. Like here, the needle kind of went in between those two pieces of paper, so then I just kind of have to adjust as I go. It's not the easiest part, stitching a book. It's just can be a little difficult. There are many different ways to bind a book, but creating this stitch is my favorite. It feels very secure, but you can also use a stapler if you're not using as many pieces of paper, or you can do less stitches to make it easier. But I wanted to create these kind of almost decorative stitches. I went back down with the stitches so that there was a single black line on the spine. It'll also just help keep it more secure, and then I'm going to tie the strings together. Another reason that I'm making this book is because I'm very picky about the size of the book. I couldn't find a book in a store or online that was the correct size, had white pieces of paper, and a really light graph. So that's why I'm making it myself. It's also kind of fun to make. So all those pages that are overlapping, you need to cut the overlapping pages. So I'm taking a metal ruler because the knife won't cut into the metal, and I'm taking a box cutter, but it was kind of dull, so I went in with a different box cutter, and I'm just going to slice those pages. And a metal ruler is just the best way to do that. Now, you can kind of see that some of the papers were not coming off right away, so I probably needed a sharper blade, and it kind of created rough edges, but I was honestly fine with that. So here's the final book. I'm really happy with it. I'm excited to decorate it. I am going to be using this as a reading journal. I love the super light graph paper and the craft paper cover. You can use this for anything. You can use different kinds of paper or different color cover, but this is how I usually make my books. Like I said, I just could not find anything in the store that was exactly what I wanted, and that's why I wanted to make this myself. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.